Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for another grab and go craft. This week we're making a little campfire because it's, I think, Timeless Tales this week. Timeless Tales for summer reading. So, okay. So this is what we're making. Mine's kind of more like a bonfire. And you won't be able to see it very well, but you're going to get one of these. So it's supposed to, you can sort of see it. If it was darker, maybe if I had a few less, it'd work better, but let's see. So there you go. Okay, so in your craft bag, you are going to get, let's see, you're going to get a couple of paper towel rolls. You're going to get a tea light. You're going to get some tissue paper, red, yellow, and orange, fire colors. You're going to get some, because it's Timeless Tales, you're going to get some story cubes, so when you're sitting around your campfire, you can make up your own campfire stories. So you'll get objects, monsters, settings, characters, so you'll have all the ingredients with your own stories. Because I found that the story cubes don't roll super well, they got a little weight in them. We get you pennies to put in there if you have something that you think would work better. Have at it. Okay, I think that's it. So, let's get started. We will start with the story cubes because they're kind of easier. Okay, so as you can see, you can color them. You got your coloring utensils. You color them any way you want. Okay. So give them a color, and then get your handy dandy scissors and cut them out. And thanks to movie magic, Shazam! Cut out like that. Okay. So then you fold it along all the lines, just like this. Fold. Fold there. Okay, and they're printed on cardstock, because cardstock was a little heavier, a little sturdier, worked a little better than regular paper. So okay, all folded. So when you put it all together, cute. Okay, on this. You're going to need glue. Okay, and then you glue it. There's no perfect way to do it that I found. No way that I found is easier than any other. I did find when I tried to glue everything at once, it didn't work as well. So a couple of tabs at a time, I think it's better. Come on. And then you'll have to hold it for a second or two or three so that it'll stick. You can squish it onto the table. Get it stuck nice and good. If you want to use tape, like on this one, I don't know if you can see, but I taped it because it wasn't gluing the way that I wanted it to, and so I gave up and I taped it. Either way, it doesn't matter. Whatever, you know, whatever gets the job done, as they say. Okay. A couple of more tabbies. You can't really see, but I'm putting it on the table and I'm giving it a nice, thorough squashing. So it hopefully stays. Okay. So this part, if you want to be able to open it back up again, you can try not gluing it, but I think that it might pop open. Let's try it. Okay. Get one of our pennies. Let's see. Get one of our pennies. Let's see. But this is why we had the most of it. We could give you guys to kind of give it some weight. So let's see. Okay. It's gonna pop open, but I have a dice. I want to see if that works better. Not really, but okay, there you go. So you put your penny in. This is kind of the hard part because you kind of got to glue it, and then you don't really have anywhere to put your fingers in to squash it like the other sides. So I think this is where I ended up taping it, because how are you supposed to glue those without squashing the sides? So, anyways, there you go. There's a story cube. And so if you don't know how to use a story cube, it's pretty simple. So you get your objects, you get your monsters, you get your settings, and you get your characters. Okay? You get your characters. Which color? And then you roll each of them. And so mine landed on a mermaid, and say I rolled a cupcake, and a castle, and a dinosaur. So what you do is you have to make up a story that includes all of those elements. And what you can do is, if there's more than one person, you can either take turns rolling the cubes, or you can give one person a cube, each person a cube, and they roll, and then you start with one person, and then each person adds on to the story as they roll their cube, and then they can like start story and add other elements. So you take turns telling one story. I've done that with the kids before, and then we end up switching dice, so you don't always have the same one. It's a lot of fun. Story cubes are a lot of fun. Okay. So, okay, story cubes. Close those. Okay, so now to the campfire. In order to preserve as many paper towel rolls for you guys, I had to get toilet paper tubes and glue them together. You can't see this one, but it's toilet paper tubes too. So if you want to, you can cover it in brown paper so it looks more like logs. You can paint it or color it so it's more, like wood brown. If not, if you want to make it more of a bonfire, you can cover up most of it and it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is how I did it. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut a little slit out of this. Well, it's going to be kind of slit, so that it'll sit on top of each other, kind of like that. Okay. So I did it a little different when I did the first one. I don't have enough to do multiples like I've done in the past. So what I'm going to do, let's see. Oh, not that one. I want to do this one. Okay. I'm going to do this and I'll show you. Okay, so as you can see, what I did is I held it up to there, so I held it up to there, so I can see kind of how tall it needs to be, and then I traced the top of it, and then you just kind of come along here, and then you connect the sides. So you got like a thing there. Okay. So then you need your scissors. You might need your parents' help with this, but you need kind of a sharp pointy spot so that you can stick it. Oop, through there, and they're pretty easy to cut. So you just cut out your ovular rectangular oval, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I've seen these done different ways, having looked this up. But we got this idea from the summer reading manual from the state library, and they didn't have a lot of directions, so I kind of had to make it up. So anyways, so kind of like that. If you get it tight enough, it kind of sits. If you got, you know, if you want to tape it or hot glue it so it stays, you can do that. If you want to get like a circle of cardboard to put underneath, you can glue it to, or might be kind of big for a paper towel or for a paper plate, but something you can set it on, you can do that too. Okay, so next, take your tissue paper. Okay, and what I did for this one is I cut it, so I just held them all together to make it easier, because then you only got to cut it once instead of multiple times. Okay, so cut it in half. And depending on how big you want your flames, depends on how small you want to cut your tissue paper. Okay, so cut it in quarters. If you want to make it a little smaller and have more smaller flames than a bunch of bigger flames like I've got, you can do that. So then what you do is you kind of crinkle it, kind of like this. Give it a crinkle if you kind of want it to look like fire. And then, so then what I did is you just take your glue and let's see if this works better. Last time I put it on the paper towel roll and not on this, but I had white glue and not purple glue. So we'll see. Okay. So you can put it on either paper, either roll, however you want to, however you want your fire to look is how you want to do it. Okay. So then you put it on there, you squish it, make sure that it stays. If you want, because obviously this is gonna, you could put a little glue in the middle to kind of glue that too, and then like I said, however you want your fire to look, you can kind of put more glue and then kind of stick it together some more, and you know, so however you want it to look. Okay, kind of like that. Okay, so then you do the same with this, and I'm gonna try cutting it a little smaller too. Okay, and you can also maybe twist it a little. Oops, be careful when you twist it. Okay, kind of like that, because then maybe it'll stay together more. Because see, like this one, the same issue is that, you know, it kind of falls apart. But if that doesn't matter to you, then you can just do it that way. But maybe this way will hold it together more since it's twisted. Should we find out? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this one up here. Let's see. And then you gotta hold it. If you have hot glue and you want to use hot glue, you could do that. Like I said, it depends on what you think will work best, what you have available to you. Okay. I'm gonna leave this one kind of big. We're gonna put it on the other side. I'm gonna try cutting it up, give it some crinkles because fires are kind of crinkly, right? Crinkle, crinkle. Glue on that because that seems to work better, and then I'm going to put it on this side there. Okay, so the only thing is you want to leave a little space in the middle. You want to leave this place spot blank so that you can put your tea light right there, and it should rest right there all right. Okay. Hold that for a second. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And there's no real, you know, like I said, no perfect way to do it, non-perfect way to do it. It just depends on how you want your fire to look. Okay. So anyways. So once you get all your stuff glued on there, on your tea light, right here, there's a little plastic tab that keeps the battery from touching the contacts, so it doesn't drain the battery while it's sitting on a shelf. So all you have to do is pull that out. Okay. No thingy, and then just seal it. If it's in there and you try to turn it on, it doesn't work. But if you pull it out, yay! So then you turn your tea light on, you stick it in your fire, and look. It's hard because it's not very, it's really bright in here. So, anyways, there you go. How to make your campfire. So, thank you for joining me for another grab and go craft. I hope you have fun. You can get out some pillows and sleeping bags and s'mores and pretend to roast them over the fire, tell campfire stories. You can do them in the microwave and make them s'mores and then eat them around the campfire. Either way, a fun camping thing that you can do at home. So, thank you, and I will see you guys next time.